Hello, my name is Justine Lopez. I'm doing my persuasive speech on abortion. And I would like to start out with stories from two girls from two parts of the world. Jane goes to church frequently, sometimes 3 times a week. She avidly believes against abortion because of her religious beliefs. She has heard of stories of girls at school having intercourse in which many become pregnant, then having abortions. In her mind, abortion is murder and a result of a careless decision. Until one day, as she's walking home from band practice, she's brutally raped by a man, and in result, she's pregnant with a child that she did not intend to have, and is stuck with the decision of keeping a child of rape or going against her moral beliefs and having an abortion. And in the second story is a girl named Magdalena who is 16 years old, who already has 2 kids living in the Philippines, and where contraception is available but only in the main city that is a few hundred miles away, and family planning is never educated. And abortion is available but only to those who can afford it and is near an available doctor. Now, she has to watch her children starve while she tries to work, but work is scarce for a rural place that she lives in. And one of her pregnancies was caused by rape, and she couldn't afford abortion then or be near a doctor at the moment as well. And with her second pregnancy, abortion was still not available to her. And her strife is a different crime against humanity, because watching her children starve is not solely only her doing, but it was by the man that raped her and the man that left her life with her second pregnancy. And there are many of those who firmly stand with abortion, against abortion, because they feel that it's murder and that a fetus is a human life. So a statement by a cohort of those against abortion states, "Every new life begins at conception." This is a refutable fact of biology. It is true for animals and true for humans. When considering alongside the law of biogenesis that every species reproduces after its own kind, we can only draw one conclusion in regard to abortion. No matter what the circumstances of conception, no matter how far along the pregnancy, abortion always ends a life of an individual human being. And that is under medical testimony on about73.com. This statement represents the moral stance many of those who feel abortion should be illegal. They also feel that it deteriorates society, because a country that allows a human being to be harmed without being punished is a country that does not have great beliefs. And along with that, there are many alternatives to abortion, such as adoption, and they feel that it's a great alternative to abortion. And they feel that health of a woman is always under dangerous circumstances when they're getting abortion. So they feel that it's very dangerous and women should not be put under this type of surgery. And considering the many reasons that people feel abortion is horrible, however, there are many reasons that being pro-choice, which is also that's also saying if a person's pro-choice that they are for a woman's right to choose what to do with their bodies. People who support abortion, support abortion are those pro-choice, not necessarily have abortions, but they believe that women should be allowed to have right to their own bodies, and that not one institution should be allowed to dictate what a woman can do with her body. According to statistics done by the Guttmacher Institute, in 2008, approximately 1.2 million abortions took place in the U.S., and that's nearly 50 million legal abortions have occurred in the U.S. And that statistic is done by prochoiceforum.org, and that's sponsored by the Society for the Psychology of Women. And with that information, I'd like to point out that if abortions were not available, there would be no way that the 1.2 million babies would be properly cared for and fed. Just like in Magdalena's situation, how can watching your children starve as you sit there and try to work your hardest to feed them, how is that not a crime against humanity? And one of the most powerful reasoning that I believe abortion should be legalized is that, again, there should be not an institution to control a woman's body and taking away her personal freedom to choose her health and her faith. And there's some situation where a pregnancy for a woman's body is dangerous and they need to abort the child in order to keep their health. So just because abortions are illegal, that you must choose that person who's already a living person over a fetus, and is it right to choose one life over another, one that's already living? And with people thinking that adoption is a great alternative, I feel that they don't think about there's people who can do adoption, and there is great products of adoption, but it also damages a woman's psychosis just as much as abortion can. Either way, there is not an easy choice on this issue, but either way, when you get pregnant or have an abortion, a woman's health is still on the line. And no matter what, a woman's life is forever altered, whether it betters their life or it makes it worse. An absolute position on this issue is impossible to take because there's positive and negative outcomes from both sides. So it's most important to have some kind of coordination from both sides to make a new rule with our society. Because there's justified arguments on both sides, but either way, whether you're pregnant and you have a baby or have an abortion, it comes with hardships or regret. And one idea that I believe that hasn't been really ventured into with the ideals of abortion is that sometimes women have an abortion to protect their baby. Maybe they have gone through so much adversity in their life that they don't want to put this child, especially if you are having a child as a teenager, and you don't want to put your baby through the adversities you've been through. And that is an idea or an extension of maternal instincts that I believe. And abortion shouldn't be freely used for contraception, but women should have access to it because the result of unwanted pregnancy can be neglect, abuse, and a lot of times poverty, and those children are put under hunger and overall grim reality for that woman who's having that baby and the child itself. So either way, I believe that the women should have the right to what to do with their bodies and what to do with their future child, or if they choose to abort the baby. Thank you.